If you learn to be loving by your own nature, not because of somebody else or something else. If you just become love, not love somebody, then you will know the nature of love. If you love somebody, it's a fickle happening because no human being will happen 100% the way you want them. Every human being on this planet is going to disappoint you, believe me. Not because they'll do something wrong, because nobody can fulfill the unrealistic expectation you have of them. It's simply not possible.
It all depends what is your idea of love, first of all. If you fell in love with one woman, one bird, one ant, one tree, and something, then your love is not driven by anything, you're just falling in love. If continuously you're falling in love only with women, that means your love is driven by your hormones. You better understand that. So what is driven by something, you want to label it as love, it is fine. I'm not saying there's no love at all, there is. But what is true and what is not true is not something that you decide because of this, because of what happened or what did not happen. It is a question of how you felt. So what you're referring to as love is a certain moment of pleasantness. Now you believe somebody caused it in you. Maybe somebody did trigger it in you, somebody did stimulate that in you or inspire that in you. But essentially it is your emotions turning very pleasant, which you call as love. So, if love is true, it will happen without an object. If it's really genuine, true love, what it means is, you have made your emotions very pleasant. Whether a man is here or a woman is here or a tree is here, an ant is here, elephant is here is not the point. You've just made your emotions pleasant. Everything that you behold, you have a certain pleasantness towards it, that is love. Now this continuously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all are women, it's driven by hormones. Nothing… I'm not saying it's anything wrong with it, but you must understand the limitation of it.
You have to exude goodwill. If you offer it to everybody, then it comes back to you in many ways. But you don't worry whether it comes back to you or not. This should be your way of living. This should be a way of being, that you naturally include everybody in everything that you are. Some will respond, some will not respond, and it's fine, it's their choice. What you refer to as love is just a certain pleasantness of your emotion. Emotion is a very powerful thing. Though people talk all intellectual nonsense, still world is driven by human emotion.
See, love is not about somebody, please understand. A relationship is about somebody. We hold different relationships with different kinds of people, isn't it? Depending upon what is the nature of activity we are in. Love is not about somebody, it's the way you are within yourself. But we hold different relationships. Our relationship with the dog is one way, with our mother another way, with our child another way, with a friend another way, with a working relationship it's another way. Relationships are transactions. Transactions have to be managed sensibly. Every relationship, it's a different kind of transaction, isn't it? And if you do not know what is the purpose of the transaction and the nature of this transaction, you will obviously mess it up. You'll obviously mess it up, it doesn't matter how close they are to you, you will see it'll got… Many number of people it's happened, people who thought they are one and they'll never get separated are in horrible, hateful situations between them, not because of anything else, not because they're bad people, not because something else, just that you do not understand the limitations. You mistake action and the way to be. Love is a certain way to be. Relationship is a transaction. Transaction has to go by the laws of the transaction. If you try to push it beyond that, it'll break. But how you feel within yourself, nobody has any business with it. Nobody should be able to do anything about it. You feel wonderful within yourself, in your thought, in your emotion, in your body, in your energies. This is the way you should be. If you're feeling sweet in your emotion, you're loving towards everything that you set your eyes upon. but the transaction is different. How I am, how I transact with somebody, I cannot transact with you just like that, isn't it? But I don't have to feel any different because this is the way I've decided to be within myself. So you need to have this understanding, what is being, what is doing. If this distinction is not there, then you'll mix it up and you think this is that is this. I love you is a fake statement. I'm in love, all right. I can't love you, it's not possible. I can transact with you in a certain way, but I'm loving. Because I'm loving, the transaction also has that quality. If I'm not loving, the transaction will not have that quality, isn't it? Sexuality means… I'm not trying to make a moral judgment on it, I have no such thing about it. It is just that your intelligence has been hijacked by your hormones. When you're 10 years of age, you looked at this boy or this girl, they were just human beings. Suddenly you became 12, 14, you look at them, suddenly small changes in the shape of the body are looking like a whole universe all of a sudden. Yes or no? Why? Because you have been chemically poisoned from internally. This is nature's trick of somehow seeing that you reproduce. Don't think nature is interested when whether you love somebody or you don't love somebody. Nature is interested that you reproduce, because otherwise the species will end. All this drama around it needs to happen because if you simply go for reproduction, you feel like an animal. Having evolved beyond that, somehow you feel uncomfortable. You have to do all this to make you feel like it's something else, it's not about this. But no, sexuality is just that, hormonally driven. Is it good, bad? There's no such judgment, it's not for you to judge it's good or bad. The question is for you personally, how strong a force is it within you? Do you want to dedicate your life for that or no? That's something that you have to take a call. How is it connected to meditation? The word meditation in English language doesn't mean anything, actually. That's why everybody uses it. If you close your eyes and sit, in English they will say you're meditating. With eyes closed you can do many things. You can do japa, tapa, dharana, dhyana, samadhi, shunya, any number of things. Or you might have just mastered the art of sleeping in vertical postures. Who knows what you're doing with your eyes closed? Different things you can do. So, if we assume that meditation means dhyan, again the word dhyan is being used too loosely, it is not specific in today's usage, but it has a specific meaning. It means that if you sit here, your body is here, your mind is there, what is you is somewhere else. That means these three identities are separate in your experience. Once these three things are separate, then where is the question of asking the process of the body, the process of the mind, what is it got to do with this? Is it a correlation? No, there isn't. Now, oh, so if I meditate, I can't have sex, if I have sex, I can't meditate. That's not the thing. Meditation is not an act, it's a quality. If you cultivate your body, mind, energy and emotion to a certain level of maturity, you become meditative. It is like the fragrance of a flower. If the flower has blossomed, there is fragrance. If a flower doesn't blossom, you can spray something and go, but it'll not be the same. There's a difference between what exudes from within you and what you put on from outside. There's a big, huge difference. It's a question of life and death. The difference is between life and death. You can even make a dead body smell good if you spray something, but that's different. Exuding a certain fragrance is completely different. So meditation is a quality. Its meditativeness is a quality, not an act. If I do this, is it meditation? No. If I do that, is it meditation? No. If I do that, is it meditation? Yes. This meditation, yes. I think this will put you in the right perspective. It once happened, this was a Sufi master called Ibrahim. Ibrahim gathered a few people in his place and he was trying to train people. One evening, two of his disciples meet and they're frustrated. And one guy says, "Hey, I want to smoke, but I don't know what the master will say." The other guy says, "Even I want to smoke." Then why don't we ask him? They decide to ask him separately. Next day evening, one guy is sitting there in the garden frustrated, another guy comes smoking. "Hey, you're smoking? Master told me not to smoke and you're smoking." That guy asked, "What did you ask the master?" He said, "I asked him, can I smoke when I'm meditating?" He said, "No." "Ah, that's your problem. I asked him, can I meditate when I'm smoking?" He said, "Yes."